Like, and my mom's normally not one to be dark or nothing like that. She told me, she looked at my side, she said, I have to move you out of here. If not, you end up in jail or dead. I was doing a bunch of stuff in school I shouldn't have been doing.
What type of stuff? What type of stuff you doing? Let's speak about
So me, it was women. Women always been my thing.
Right.
I get arrested. My boys didn't come get me. 2 of them had left the club, didn't even know I had got arrested because we got separated in the crowd.
Right.
Nobody came to come get me. My mom and my dad said, if you ever get arrested, don't call me. The Asian girl comes and gets me out of jail. The girl who I was with, she was Asian.
Now, did you hit the horse? Like, I'm still trying to connect.
So, now you notice I kind of left that alone, right?
Why did the police officer football tackle you while you walking down
So
the
here's the
street,
deal.
bro?
So here's the deal. I didn't touch that horse. I never touched the horse.
So
somebody did.
Somebody
did. I was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Did they chop the horse or did they kick the horse?
You know, I think they did something like a sumo slap. I don't know. I think it was something like that. I think it was something like a sumo slap. Because that's the only thing I can see that would, do something.
Bro, is it video of you getting football?
No.
Podcast, man. Your boy Coach Trump.
That shit's in the building.
And then we got my boy coming through. Derek, what's going on?
Sir,
I'm gonna call you D. I'm gonna call you D.
I'll take that.
I'm not a president in Canada named Derek. So I call you D. I'm gonna call you D.
I'll be D. I'm good with it.
Hey, listen, man. It's a pleasure. It's an honor, man. But we're gonna get right into it, man. Tell us from a boy stand perspective. We talk about the journey continues here.
Yeah.
Just trying to know the journey of man, journey of a boy, journey of a king, so we could better understand like how do we get here and where are we going. So for you, man, what did it start for you as a boy?
Woo. I think my start as a boy, when I really had some kind of semblance of what life was, kind of things I wanted to go, I probably was 14 years old. So at the time, I'm living in Detroit still.
Okay.
Right? Anybody who know anything about Detroit in the
8 Mile,
90s, like first very like the year 2000, all that stuff, it wasn't. I mean, it's bad. Like Detroit ain't that city, right?
Yeah.
And my mother moved me to Florida. She told me to my face, like, and my mom's normally not one to be dark or nothing like that. She told me, she looked me in my side. She said, I have to move you out of here. If not, you end up in jail or dead.
Right.
That's where you going.
Right.
So she was like, no, we getting up out of here. So we literally one day, it was funny because I was doing a bunch of stuff in school I shouldn't have been doing.
What type of stuff? What type of stuff you doing? Let's talk. Let's speak about.
So me, it was women. Women always been my thing.
Right.
So I'm doing all kinds of stuff. And I got caught with a condom in my wallet one time. My mom caught me.
And you was what? 12, 13?
I was 13 at the time now.
Okay.
13. Even though I had started before that. I just didn't get caught with it. Because back then, you could, if it's summertime, I said, hey, I'm going to go ride my bike. I could be gone. As long as the street lights come on and you in this house, we good to go. Right. So I was doing all kind of stuff. Like, and I'm in the city, so it's like it's easy to go here. I can hop on a bike, hop on a bus, get a day pass for $2. I'm good to go. Okay. So my mom got me out of that. Right? She gets me out of the city. My mom and my daddy moved me out of the city. We moved to Florida.
What part of Florida?
We Tampa, Florida, man. Yeah. So the burbs of Tampa, Florida. So we're gonna call it the burbs, right?
Almost night and day from Detroit.
Oh man, I was the scariest person in my neighborhood. Yeah. I wasn't the scariest person in my neighborhood in Detroit. I was the scariest person in my neighborhood now. Like now I'm the one that everybody looking at crazy. Which kind of worked out for me. Right. Because when I was there, I didn't know how to get around. You don't, in Florida like that, you don't just hop on a bus unless you live like in Miami or maybe in the heart of Tampa, something like that. I'm living in the burbs. The bus run like maybe once a day at the time.
Okay.
Where I'm going. I don't even know where to go. I don't even know what's going on here. Like, I don't know nothing. So I'm there. I'm in school. School was just easy to me. I just never did it when I was in Detroit because I didn't want to be there. And I was the kid that if I wasn't challenged, I was going to be a disruption because I'm bored. Yeah. I was just completely bored. Yeah. And so like, it was so funny. Like I would get A's in class and they give me them standardized tests and I'd bomb them because I just didn't want to take them. Right. And then it got to a point like, I know this stuff already. I'm not doing this work. So then my grades were slipping like that too, even though I could do it. And here's how we found out that was true. When we moved to Florida, I have no friends. I have nothing. It's literally me, my mom, and my dad. That's all I got. Straight A's. No, like not even trying straight A's. Wow. Literally straight A's.
Crazy.
So then I hit 18. I graduated from school, honors, whatever, all that stuff, right? And that's when I realized, oh, Ybor City is like not that far from here. Because now I'm starting to learn some things. I'm getting around, I'm meeting people, blah, blah, blah. I get arrested in Ybor City after the club one night.
How old are you?
I'm 18.
Okay.
Like, I don't even have facial hair for real yet. And so, for those who don't know about Ybor City,
I was gonna ask you what time.
yeah, I'm gonna tell you about Ybor City. So, Ybor City is Club City, pretty much.
Okay.
Right. So, Thursday, Friday, Saturday nights,
right,
is pretty much. Okay. It's pretty much they have 7th Avenue, Long Street, and they got 8th Avenue. So kind of like the table club. It's just like this.
right.
And so they got clubs up and down the streets.
Okay.
But what they do is the cops cut the streets off at a certain point so cars can't drive through.
Right.
So it's literally just
people walking around.
yeah. So, you know about Toronto, Carabana.
Yeah.
Think Carabana, a very small Carabana.
Okay.
Think of it like that.
Okay.
But it's every weekend, right? So I get out, come out the club. The one night I wasn't drinking. At 18, I wasn't drinking no way, but I'm not drinking.
Right.
And so I get tackled by this cop. I mean, downed me. Yeah. Mind you, I'm only like 185 pounds. I'm like, I ain't
randomly tackled you? Like, what happened?
Bro, I'm walking, tackled me. The dudes, if you look me up, because I have no shame in this, I don't even care no more. If you look me up, it says striking or interfering with the law enforcement, and it stops for my charge. Okay. The actual charge is striking or interfering with the law enforcement animal. They said I hit a horse because the cops used to ride horses because they couldn't have the cars riding up and down the street, right? This is how broken I was at the time. During this time, I'm working a little bit. I'm doing me, I'm feeling myself, whatever. I'm different because I'm from Detroit. I'm in Florida. I'm brand new. So all the ladies, I'm like, hey, this is what I do. Hey, we good here. Right. So at the time, USF, University of South Florida, is like 10 minutes from where Ybor City is at. It's not far at all. Okay. You can get boom, boom. It's right there, right? So I'm there like every weekend. I don't go to USF, but I'm there every weekend. I know where the classes is at. I know all the girls. I'm doing all kind of stuff. So I was broke. How real can we get on this? Can we get real?
Yeah, let's go.
We can get real.
Yeah.
I'm just asking because I need to know what we're talking about.
Listen,
all right,
man on the stage.
Okay,
that's what it is.
So here's the deal. There's this girl. So no names been like that, but there's this girl that I'm dealing with. And she came to the club one night. This was probably like either that week. No, it was the same night that I got arrested, actually. She comes to the club. She's looking for me, and I'm like, oh, my God, I want to do it. I'm trying to get some new things.
Right.
I'm so messed up. I go out I leave the club, take her to the car, knock her down in the car, go back in the club, avoid her. I get arrested. My boys didn't come get me. 2 of them had left the club, didn't even know I had got arrested because we got separated in the crowd. Nobody came to come get me. My mom and my dad said, if you ever get arrested, don't call me. You call who you was with when you got arrested. So I'm trying to get out. The Asian girl comes and gets me out of jail. The girl who I was with, she was Asian. Right. She comes and gets me out of jail.
Now, did you hit the horse? Like, I'm still trying to connect.
So,
why
now you notice I kind of left that alone, right?
Why did the police officer football tackle you while you walking down the street?
Here's the deal. So here's the deal. I didn't touch that horse. I never touched the horse. So somebody did. Somebody did. I was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Common story.
Now, this is how God will tell you stuff, and we just be so blind to hearing him, we don't know what's going on. God was telling me, like, you don't need to be around here with the people you with right now. You don't need to be doing the things you're doing. You're spiraling.
So you had the same profile of the dude that karate chopped. The
same profile, man. You couldn't tell it was dark at night. I'm dark skinned, so we all just kind of fit.
Colorism.
It was colorism. It was colorism.
Well, it wasn't me.
It was a black cop or a white cop.
I didn't chop the horse.
It was a white cop that got me.
Did they chop the horse or did they kick the horse?
I think they did something like a sumo slap. I don't know. I think it was something like that. I think it was something like a sumo slap. Because that's the only thing I could see that would, do something.
Bro, is it video of you getting football?
No, there's no. See, this was before video phone, all that stuff was really it.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Bro, that would go viral, bro.
No, it would not. I would pay to keep that on the internet. I would pay to keep that off the internet now. I can't do
It
that.
may exist. They had cameras around in that area. Would you think?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
So-
might be able to find.
No, you won't. No, you won't. If we really friends and brothers, you won't even go pursue that. You gonna take my word.
So, now let's transition to your manhood, man. You're in
Yep.
Florida. You decide to start to make commitments.
Yes.
So as you going through this and you spiraling, but
Mhm.
when are you in a space where I say, I'm a man and I'm going to make manly decisions
Mhm.
about who I am? Like, when did that happen?
Right. So normally there's two reasons why a man will change over, right? Something where he just realizes I got to do different because he gets fed up with himself, or he goes through something traumatic,
Mm.
right? For me, it was definitely the latter. It was something traumatic. One of my ex-girlfriends, the woman who's now my wife, she was not my wife at the time, but I was cheating on her with my ex-girlfriend. Ex-girlfriend claims she's pregnant, blah, 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 right? So we got to go through this whole scenario, right? She says she's not pregnant. We found out the baby's not mine. So it's I get clear of that, right? But my wife did something in that process. So her initial response was bad. It just was. Like, she wasn't, obviously. But then one day I came home from work. She had like baby shampoo, baby lotion, diapers, everything. And I'm like, what is you doing? What is this? She says, you took care of me and my 3 kids all these years, so if this is what it is, I'm gonna stick with you.
Okay.
I said, whoa.
Hold on. So there's a time gap here.
Yeah.
You took care of me and my 3 kids
Yeah.
all this time while I was with
So
you.
we had been.
So you just said
Mhm.
she was just your girlfriend and you cheated on her with a girl that possibly.
Right,
So how long were y'all together?
But this time, this was getting ready to be 4 years.
And you was 4 years living together with her 3 children?
Yep.
And you was not only provided for her, but you was provided for the 3 children. So you was already
Yep.
kind of in
Yep.
that husband role.
I was already playing daddy.
Yeah.
Very unsuccessfully, but I was playing it.
And in that committed home environment, you had.
It was doing bang.
I was doing my thing on,
Yeah.
I was,
Okay.
doing back and forth.
Slapping up horses and stuff.
This is why I'm telling you. This is why I'm telling you.
It was a kick.
You know what I'm saying?
It was a kick.
Okay. Kicking up
It
horses.
was like kickstart.
Nah, it wasn't even that, man.
That's
It
assault
wasn't
on
even
a,
that.
on a peace officer. You know that, right? That's
Yeah.
assault on a
No,
peace
that's what
officer.
that's what it is. It
That's what
technically
it
is. But
Yeah, yeah.
I don't need to know the law right now. I'm off of that. I've been elevated.
Cool.
Okay.
So
Praise God.
Yeah. So what ends up
God's
happening
grace
is,
is sufficient for all of us.
ain't it though?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
So when she did that, I said, whoa.
She's different.
Yeah.
Right. And then we found out the baby wasn't mine. So I'm like,
Mm.
okay, we clear. Right.
So now what?
So literally like a week or 2 after that, she was like, babe, why we just don't get married? And I was like, yeah, you know what, you done proved you kind of down with me. Like, yeah, let me go ahead and we can do it. We can get married. We can get married.
So hold up. Go back a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Now, her just not asking you didn't make you say, well, you trying to show, like, you had to be processing on some level. You was already thinking that before you.
I was not.
So you were with a woman living with her for 4 years that she had 3 kids
that you were taking care of.
Yep.
that you would take care of, and that whole time you
wasn't
wasn't
thinking
processing
about-
marriage at all.
That is a testament to how broken I was.
Did the 3
But
kids,
nope.
and I'm sorry to pry, but like,
No, go.
how many other dads, was it all from one dad? Like,
3.
So you had 3 different dads.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. And how was that experience with you having those kids?
For me, I didn't care about the dads as much.
but what that, like,
they
what was the
evolve?
dynamics
So,
of that?
right, that's what I'm gonna say. So with them, they weren't ever really around anyway,
Okay.
which is part of the reason why I just didn't really care
Right.
about them. Right? I mean, I've met all of them. They all know me. Like, one of them I'm okay with. Right? The other 2, not really, but they're never around. And now the kids are all grown. Like, they're all adults now. So it's like the dads are irrelevant. But I wasn't thinking about being married or none of that stuff because in my mind, I'm chilling. I'm not living right.
So you was willing, when you say, okay, chilling is different for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So you're a man who says chilling is getting in a full committed relationship with a woman with 3 children from 3 different baby daddies that you're going to fully take care of and support with no real formal or legal agreement. You're just like, I'm there.
I was literally floating in life. I was existing.
But for you, where was this? What was this chilling going? Like, where is this going?
It's not gonna make sense because it doesn't make sense. I had no plan. I had no direction. I had no nothing. I was literally with this woman because I was with this woman. I went through a real bad breakup with her with my ex, and then she was like next up, and it just kind of rolled into it. I was completely lost, completely broken. I was literally just on earth.
Life was just happening.
Yeah, I was here, and whatever happened is what I was going along with.
So her just on a Tuesday, like, you know what? Hey, why we just get married? You're like, yeah.
Now she had a different mindset. She was completely different. She was.
Yeah, what I'm saying for you, like you chilling, like okay, we chilling, and somebody says, hey, let's get married. You're like,
yeah, all right, cool.
All right, you just say you just agree to it one time.
That's how emotional decisions get made. Because I'm like, we just went through all of this. I know I just hurt her. I know she was down to ride with me and everything like that. Like, yeah, I can give her that. We've been together for this time. Like, in my mind, I'm justifying it, but I'm justifying it with all the wrong reasons. Right? I'm justifying it with all the wrong reasons. But that's where the shift kind of came. Because in my mind, my parents been married for 36 years.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
All I knew was marriage. That's all I knew. Like, this is what you do.
Yeah.
So when I got married, in my mind, being foolish, when I get married and I give this woman my last name, the game is about to change. It's all different now.
Yeah.
Right? Completely foolish because it doesn't kick over like that. Right? So we get married.
How old were you at this time?
At this time we get married, I am.
Where are you when she asked
28.
you?
28.
When she asked you, how old are you when she asked you, do you want to get
28.
married? And how fast do y'all actually go from saying it to getting married?
Ooh, a couple weeks. Couple weeks.
When's your birthday? Yep. When's your birthday?
September 24th.
So y'all didn't do a wedding? Y'all just went to the courthouse?
Went to the courthouse.
Yeah, very good.
Yep. September 24th. No, Libra.
Right.
September
okay,
24th.
Right
so how long you been? So okay, you did that. How long you been married now?
8 years. 8 years as of March 6th this month.
Praise God.
Yep.
We're asking a lot of questions.
That's cool.
It's a barrage of questions because a lot of what you're saying is confusing. Let me not say confusing. It's you're going through something. You're going through a process. At 28 years old, a lot of the decisions that you've made and are making are not characteristic of a lot of things that you've experienced up until that point. You say your parents have been married a number of years. Marriage wasn't on your radar.
Yep.
You're taking the responsibility of raising someone else's kids. You're with a woman.
And give context is everything.
It is.
So she had 3 kids already from 3 different. What's the age difference between you and your wife?
8 years.
She's 8 years
She's
older.
8 years older than me.
Okay.
Okay, so she's 8 years older. So at this time, you're 28. She's 36.
Yep.
Okay. So, and traditionally, again, this is trying to get context because traditionally, women need an older man than a younger one. So. Yeah, continue. Sorry, I just want to get more context.
No. Again, we're trying to process. We're going to put it all together. We're going to put it all together. Because obviously this is going to culminate with where we are in terms of our man to our kinship.
Yes, it does.
So we're still functioning in this 28-year-old space. And what was your vision at the time for you? You said you was just living, you was just experiencing, life was living. What was going on?
You said there was going to be a switch when you put the last name. So you put the last name on in 2 weeks. What was going to be the switch?
So what I thought was going to be the switch was, I'm going to be completely better. I'm going to be husband. I'm going to stand up in this. It's going to be
So you thought marriage was like dependent?
Yeah, like this is where we kick over. It's right now.
Right.
Oh, so you thought you was going to make a big switch because of that?
Yeah, because I always told my wife, I said, there's certain things I'm not going to do for you that you won't get because we're not married. I'm saving certain things for my wife. Right. It is what it is.
That's wisdom.
The problem with that is the way I was thinking and processing it to play it out was completely wrong.
So tell us what happened. You're married. You got married.
Yeah.
Obviously, that shift that you thought was going to happen did not happen.
Not as quickly, no. So there were a lot of women I was like, hey, I'm married now. I can't deal with you.
Right.
Like there was a cut. There really was a big cut. But that first year we struggled, like bad.
Yeah, because you didn't even let even the general world know. You left a relationship. You got with her 4 years.
2 weeks later, you're married.
You had a baby mama potentially situation that she kind of gave you grace for. And while you recovered over that, she says, "Hey man, why don't we get married? You said 2 weeks you get married. So now it's not even a thing where it's like, oh, can we announce the wedding? Can we? And I gotta tell you.
Yeah.
She comes with the idea. You say, yeah. 2 weeks later, you go to the courthouse.
Yep.
And you like, I made a decision. My life will change. Like none of the females in your world, none of the family in your world. This hasn't been something that they were preparing for.
So the only family I really was attached to, really, was my parents. Like I got brothers and sisters, stuff like that, but they weren't an influence on my life at all in any way, shape, form, or fashion.
Right.
And all of my family is up north. I'm down south now for a couple of years now. Now some years have passed. Like quite a few years, like almost, actually about a decade, a little more than a decade now. So I'm kind of separated. Right. So I don't have a lot of those family influences. I don't have my friend influence that I had up north because now I'm separated. My brothers and sisters who I was looking for to embrace me in a lot of ways, they were non-existent in my life. Okay. So it's like, it's just me now.
So what I'm hearing a little bit of, do you feel like, looking back in hindsight, some of your energy, your decisions, your responsibilities, your will to make things do whatever, like a Superman complex a little bit?
Yep.
For you, when you went into your Superman complex of trying to save the world, save this, and solve people's problems, where do you think that came from?
There was one major traumatic experience that I went through that said, nothing can hurt me, I can do anything. And I just shut everything out. When my grandfather, my mother's father, when he passed, that was like my best friend. When he died, 90% of me died with him. The part that stayed was just my physical body that stayed. I didn't care. I was reckless. I didn't care about nobody. I didn't care what I did. I didn't care who I hurt. I was literally just, it's like I went into a coma. Mentally, spiritually, emotionally, everything but physically, because I was walking around doing stuff. I was completely broken in that space. So now when I get with my wife, nothing is, well, my girlfriend at the time who became my wife, nothing is serious. Nothing's important. Nothing, I don't feel anything. I'm not thinking anything through. I'm just doing. And then it came to a point to where like my ego was like, oh, I got all this free room to roam in, right? So it's like now my ego kicked in. It's like, yeah, you know, you doing it like you, because at the time we first got together, I was getting ready to turn 24. Like, yeah, you doing this, you working, you taking care of her, you take care of her 3 kids, like you doing it up, like you him. That's how I felt. Not understanding all the weight that was under that or the responsibility that I was really picking up. I didn't realize that until I'm 36 now. I didn't realize that until I was about 32, about 4 years ago.
Okay, so you have an aha 4 years ago. What do you do about it?
Now we go into the phase where I gotta undo everything that I've done because I caused a lot of damage to my kids, to my wife, to myself. So the first step I had to take was, okay, you've done all of this bad damage. How do you fix it? That was the first thing I had to do. And so the first thing I did when I had to fix it was I had to make a decision. But I'm always the guy who has to go through that traumatic experience first. Right. So now go to 2018. Me and my wife not getting along. I'm not feeling it. It ain't working right. I can't stand her. She can't stand me.
You guys had kids between the two of you?
No.
So it's just now it's still it's the 3 older ones?
Just the 3.
Okay.
Just the 3.
Okay.
Yep. And so I went to go to North Carolina to go see my cousin, right? My cousin has a friend who has like a little mansion in North Carolina. So we partying, we drinking, I'm living like I'm single. I did everything but cheat on my wife. There was a point I had to cut it off. Like I ain't doing that. And I told God, I said, God, man, get this woman out of my life if she ain't right for me. If she ain't good, like get her out of my life. Like I don't care if I gotta mess it up and kill it. I don't care if she just leave, but get her out of my life. Right?
Why were you to the point where you feel like you had to have that prayer with God?
Because I was so angry and I was so hurt.
About
because
what?
I was entitled. I felt entitled because remember, I'm taking care of you and these kids. You should be giving me X, Y, Z. You should be wanting to serve me X, Y, Z.
Okay.
Right? And I'm not getting it and I'm not understanding why. Am I perfect? No. I'm making mistakes? Yeah, I'm making a lot of mistakes. But give me something. Right. And I didn't realize, and I think a lot of men miss this part when they're dealing with women. Before she got with you, she had her own life, her own experience, her own trauma, her own everything. Right? And then sometimes some men, we expect her to kind of ignore that and cater to what we have going on, which is completely unfair. I put my wife in a very unwinnable situation because she couldn't deal with everything that she had been dealing with and dealing with the very broken part of me that I didn't even see it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even see it. Like I'm cool in my eyes, and I'm completely scarred. And so I'm asking her to pick up and do what I want, be an amazing wife, love me, be happy about it, and everything else. When there was no environment for her to do so at all. So now I'm getting ready to come back from North Carolina, right? And I'm on the plane. I'm like, God, when I get home, I'm gonna talk to her, and if she don't want to listen, like she just want to keep going off and yelling at me and talking and screaming, I'm walking out the house. I'm never coming back. I get to the house. I walk in. I say, hey, can I talk to you? My wife is opinionated. She's strong. She's not gonna just take anything from anybody. Right. The woman didn't say 2 words the whole time I talked to her. She didn't say 2 words. So I'm like, all right, God, you showing me something. But this time, I still ain't accepting God. Like I'm like, all right, God, shut up. I was a guy that was like, well, if God give me what I want, I don't need to talk to him no more. We good. Right. I don't need to do nothing else because he gave me what I wanted.
The 911.
I was a 911. I had 911 faith. I'm like, hey, God, I got a problem.
Yeah.
Hey, God, I got a problem. That's who I was. And so that's when I kind of had that moment because I said, if you give me this guy, she don't say nothing, let me get it out and talk to her, then I'm gonna stick it out. I'm gonna make this work. He gave me that.
Yeah.
Right? And that's when I had that oh snap. Okay. And I was like, okay, now I'm gonna make this work. My thought process completely changed over to do the work, figure it out, but you gonna stay.
Wow, it's a lot of moving parts, man.
It is
a lot of moving
yeah.
parts. So I'm thinking about, okay, what healing is taking place with your wife to make the trajectory different for the both of you. What journey are you exploring now? Explore then to make sure that your trajectory is different. Yes, so they feel that you're coming into your kingship. I'm gonna pivot and do a crump. What does that look like for you? Like, how are you addressing? How are you going from boy, man, and entering into that kingship?
Right.
What mechanisms what things are you guys putting in place to ensure success in your marriage?
There have been quite a few of those.
And I like to start at the conference last year.
Yes, that's exactly where I was gonna start there anyway.
Yeah.
So May 1st, 2022, my boy Crump helped me get my life to Christ, and I got baptized, man.
Okay.
So that right there was the start.
Okay.
That was a catalyst of, okay, we really about to start going in a much better direction. At said conference, right, I saw Shannon Austin, right? Shannon Austin was immediately, I attached him instantly. And I don't do that with people because I'm like, I can be cool, but I don't attach to people.
Yeah. Now, and help me understand, context is everything.
Yep.
Sure. You didn't want to come to the conference.
No, I wasn't coming to that.
I think all this is important.
Yes.
Your wife wanted to come because your wife wanted to be a speaker.
Right.
Your wife was a speaker.
Yeah.
So you was coming in support of her. You didn't know.
I wasn't in support of her at the time. What was it? So let me explain it to you. Because I
what peel onions over here, man?
Yeah. So look, it's a bunch of onions. So here's what happened. By this point in time, we are getting better as a married couple. We're growing, right? We're getting better. We're handling conflict better. All of these things, right?
How are you getting better? Like, what are you doing different to get
Literally, you have gotten so tired that you can't move. That's how I felt in my marriage. I couldn't move, which means I couldn't talk, which means I couldn't fight. And if I can't talk and I can't fight, you really don't have a conflict because nobody's gonna sit there and beat on a dead body, right? So at this point, we're talking things out a little bit better. I don't have the oomph to fight with her anymore. I don't have all of that. And that took over years. We kind of got better since 2018. And they kind of just got better. We grew. Remember, she's 8 years older than me, so she's at a point of maturity that I'm not at yet.
Right.
When we first got together. So now I'm getting to that level of maturity just by growing, right? And so we get to the point to that conference weekend. I'm going to one of my friends' conference in Orlando. I've known him for years. I'm going to the conference in Orlando with him. She's going to go to the conference with Jeremy Anderson. I don't know what a Jeremy Anderson is. Couldn't tell you. But at the conference, she said David Shands is coming and Him 500 is coming, right? Which were two guys I wanted to see and meet and kind of learn about, right? Because at this point in time, my podcast was kind of out, which I wasn't ready for, but it was out, right? And so I'm like, I want to be a podcast. I think I want to explore this. This feels right. Like He's giving me a real strong voice. I can speak. I can exhort others. I can motivate. I can do all these things. Cool. So I'm going to go see them. by the end of that conference, I could have cared less about who they were. No offense, y'all. Y'all great. But what I got from that conference from Jeremy and from Shannon Austin and from the other people there who just had a spirit of God on them and who were living right and who were in happy marriages, it felt so good to me. I came in there like this, ready to go. Like, who want it? I don't care. Don't say nothing to me.
Right.
Don't talk to me. You talk to her. Don't talk to me. And by the time I left, I didn't have a tear left to cry. I cried so much. I cried on you. You remember?
I remember.
And that was really the jump start to everything, because that's when I also realized I have no community around me. I have no community around me. So I'm sitting here, because I live in Florida, obviously the conference is in Atlanta. I'm in Florida and I'm all alone. So now when I have issues or conflicts with anybody, the only person I can do is take it home to my wife. I have no outlet, right? And so now with Shannon Austin, I meet my Shirley Austin. That's my girl. And so we were talking with them, and it just kind of came up, and it's like, oh, y'all are marriage counselors. This might work out, right? It worked out that way, but on a different level. So I don't call Shannon Austin. I'm like, hey, Pop, hey, Mom. Those are like my parents now. So like, Pop, hey, Pop, what's up? Like, he'll call me, hey, what's up, baby? What's going on? My Shirley, she's like, hey, baby, how you doing? I'm good, Mom. You doing okay today? But let's talk about it. Okay, those are like literally my parents now. Sure. Which we don't get in all of that. I need someone to make me feel loved and like family, because I've been separated from my own for so long. So I feel alone. I don't have family like that in my mind, right? So like when somebody say, hey, yo, what's up, family? Don't say that to me if we ain't family. Because I take that seriously.
Okay.
That's not, I don't play with that.
Right.
Don't say fam, don't say, if we family, we family. If I call you that, just know that if it's 10 bullets coming, I'm taking 11 for you.
Right.
So with that being said, now that you're here, you're putting that work, you're going through this journey, what does kingship look like now for you?
So, you see the shirt says servant leader.
Yeah.
Right? My premise of that is, if everybody is serving, that means everybody can take the lead in making sure that everyone else has what they need. And if everyone has what they need and being served, then we're all royalty. And if we're all royalty, we can all walk in our kingship. It's all about giving of yourself, taking the lead where it's hard and difficult for the next person, especially in your marriage. That next person is your wife. I'm her servant leader husband. She's my servant leader wife. We just here to serve each other so we can be great and serve other people.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that's powerful, man. And it's powerful to stand on that, because in leadership, the one thing, and I even studied the book Servant Leadership, shout out, that's a good book.
Yep.
One thing that I accept now that humbles me is that, yes, I'm serving this person, but I'm also serving their demons. And that was something that is not talked about enough. And also that I realized that my wife is doing that for me.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like, I've always had this a sure energy of what I'm doing. And I still do. But now the difference is I'm humbled to know.
Right.
God is still in control of everything and everyone,
Absolutely.
including the unseen energy and spirits that we have. And so thank you so much for sharing. And what is the final words you would like to share with the people?
Operate in love in everything you do, and no hurt will last. Love will always mend out whatever hurt you're going through. But you got to love first, so you can be able to receive it.
Chizzy, any final thoughts?
Love of self, man. Love of self. Love of self is critical to that piece. Through your journey, of course, as we knew, it's a journey, not a destination.
That's right.
It's always a journey, an intentional aspiration to be better. And here at Boy Man King,
DMK.
this is what we do, man.
This is what we do, man.
What we do.
Shout out, Boy Man King. The journey continues, man. Appreciate you, bro.
My brother.
Love.
Always a pleasure, man.
You already know.
Yes, sir.
And we out.
You already know what time it is.
Yeah. Great job.